Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, July the 26th. Sorry, we had some meetings that, some stuff just came up and, they surely ran over and everything. And so we're late getting started, but let's get on with it. We've got our DNR director, Brett McMillian, with us, and the commissioner of the DMV, Everett Frazier, is also with us. And we'll get into that in just a second. But, I'm going to go through a few things quickly here, but yesterday I filed my amicus, brief with the United States Supreme Court, and basically it's very self-explanatory. We absolutely need that pipeline to go. We don't need any more delays and everything, and things just held up. It is ridiculous. That's just all there is to it, and I'm very confident that the Supreme Court will move in the direction of our way, and this is absolutely thousands of jobs and the repercussion to West Virginia for years and years and years and decades to come. If this were to be held up and stopped again and everything, would be terrible. So with all that being said, we're very hopeful the Supreme Court is going to move very quickly and move our way. It's important stuff, really, really important. The magnitude of the jobs, the royalties, the revenues, on and on and on. It's just off the chart. So we will anxiously await, their ruling, and we think that it'll be expedited, and so just too important to this nation. I think Brett McMillian is going to come on and talk to us about the bow hunting or the bow shooting World Championship at Capon. And this is scheduled for August the 9th through the 11th. And when you say world and it's in West Virginia, it's important stuff. So before I turn it over to Brett, we've got the same situation with the Scouts right now and right outside of Beckley. And so nevertheless, good stuff. Brett, go ahead, please.
Well, thank you, Governor. It sure is good to see you again. And thanks for allowing me to share this announcement with you for the 2023 World IBO competition, which will be held at Capon Resort State Park, as the Governor said, August 9th through the 11th. It's very exciting, and it really gives us an opportunity to showcase West Virginia and our state park system. For those watching that may not be familiar with what the IBO abbreviation stands for, it's the International Bow Hunting Organization, and they were founded in the 80s and have worked vigorously to further the sport of archery and to aid in conservation efforts. West Virginia State Parks have developed a partnership and a history with the IBO. We began hosting the first leg of their Triple Crown competition at Pipestem over 10 years ago. That event was very successful, netted between 750 and 1,200 shooters and several guests in attendance. As a result of the success, we also began hosting the World Traditional Archery Shoot at Pipestem also. And Governor, that's a ball to watch. Those traditional archers are just fantastic. Their abilities just amaze me. So that brings us to today with this announcement. A while back, the organizers alerted me that they had some interest to bring their World Shoot to a West Virginia state park. And Governor, thanks to your support and encouragement to work with the IBO staff, we're now expecting over 3,000 shooters and guests from at least 9 countries at Capon Resort State Park. This is just really, really good stuff. The entire park will be transformed into a mega archery range for the competition. The best archers in the world will be competing right here in West Virginia at one of our premier state parks. It will be a great event, as I said, and an opportunity to showcase the new lodge that we recently opened. And Governor, I can't thank you enough for your support, your love of our natural resources, and hopefully next time we get together, we may be out in the woods or waters of this beautiful state. So thank you for allowing me to share this information today.
No, Brett, thank you for all you do all the time, and you know how much I love the outdoors. I'm surely a bow hunter and proud of it, and I can't imagine. I mean, just think, if we had not made the commitment to our parks, to the renovations, to all the different things that we've done, we wouldn't have these people here. I mean, you're talking about 3,000 shooters from multiple countries all across all across the world. I mean, just think of the opportunity and everything. All we did was just do exactly what that little guy that we lost, a great, great friend, Tom Floyd in South Carolina, said, any frog that's not proud of his own pond isn't much of a frog. And really and truly, all we did was just do stuff to show just how proud we were of our own pond and everything. And now all of a sudden the world's coming. So it's great stuff. And Brett, it wouldn't happen, without you. It wouldn't happen without Secretary Ruby. Absolutely good stuff. So thank you so much. This one, maybe you're just getting so much white hair and so much older and everything you can't understand. But we've got with us, our DMV head and everything that's with us today. And Commissioner Frazier does an incredible job. Everett is a good friend and a great, great, great guy. But now just get this. This is a promotional program, and Everett's going to explain and talk about that. But this is a promotional program to get young people interested enough to go get their driver's license. In my world, we counted down the days to when our birthday was, and then on that day, on that very day, we were after trying to get our learner's permit and our driver's license. Absolutely, it was a great, big, big, big time in your life. And so from the standpoint of the young kids today, they must have too much to do. That's all there is to it. But we want them interested in learning how to drive and learning how to drive safely and everything. So Everett, come on and talk to us about this exciting program.
Certainly, Governor, and thank you. When you and former Secretary Byrd White and current Secretary Riston gave me this job 3 years ago, you wanted me to improve technology and modernize the DMV. Well, I'm happy to say that we're doing just that, and this is part of it. Safety on our roadways is a #1 priority to me, and I know I share that passion and enthusiasm with, again, Secretary Jimmy Riston, who works hard to keep our roads built and maintained. And I know you, Governor, who has made transportation and the roads to prosperity a priority in the state. As the governor's official representative for highway safety in West Virginia, I work closely with the governor's highway safety program to ensure that we are participating in all the safety and driver behavior focused campaigns that we can be. This particular initiative, the Parent Supervised Driving Program, was brought to my attention as a way to reinforce the graduated driver's license law we currently have on the books and give parents and caregivers an opportunity to really teach, train, and work with their young drivers in a core driving skill format. It's compromised by a short book available in all of our regional offices across the state or online at psdponline.com, and a free mobile app. We all know what apps are. Road Ready app, which records your young driver's miles and times in an accessible and printable format that you can bring with your teen when they come take their skills test at the DMV. Parents and caregivers need to only download, again, the app and keep, again, this book with them when they're out driving with your child, grandchild. We're trying to make it easier, and with that, I would say stay tuned, be on the lookout for more exciting things to come from your West Virginia DMV, and we are on the move. I'll turn it back to you, Governor.
No, let me just say this. Anybody that doesn't think this man's doing a heck of a job and things are getting better in the DMV, I know we've still got a ways to go, but we're on the move and we are making things better and ever. Way to go. You're doing a great, great job, and we surely appreciate you. This is just a reminder to our veterans. I don't want to read this, but that if there's any veterans that are watching, or any of their families that are watching, or anybody that knows a veteran, please take heed to what I'm saying and tell them this. The PAC Act, which was signed into law in 2022, expanded VA health care and benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, or other toxic substances. The VA encourages all eligible veterans and survivors to file a claim or submit their intent to file a claim for PAC Act-related benefits now. If you get your claim filed by August the 9th, you will have your benefits backdated to the day that President Biden signed the bill into law. Now, again, if you're a veteran, if you're the family of a veteran, or if you just happen to know a veteran, please tell them absolutely to look into this. There could be significant benefits available to them, and this time period is going to close. This window is going to close on August the 9th. So please step up and help our veterans, because they've given us everything. We owe our entire life and existence to them. So if you know anyone, please step up and remind them of this incredibly important date. Some more good news. Workers' comp in West Virginia is going down again by 12.7%, and a 12.7% decrease effective November 1st, 2023. The latest filing represents the 19th consecutive year that we have decreased workers' comp in West Virginia. Really, really good news. Great stuff. There's a fire tower. It's called Thorny Mountain Fire Tower in West Virginia. Believe it or not, it's 65 feet above the ground, and and it is booked by visitors and travelers, every single day, every day, of the year from, I think, May through September. Now, it just so happens that somebody that had it, a reservation for 2 nights gave that up. But it is seriously, without any question, booked 100% of that time period from May through October. Now, with that being said, we have 2 dates. We have 2 dates that it's not booked. And what we're going to do is we're going to do basically a drawing, but anyone that visits, and let me read this. All you have to do to be a part of the drawing is book a camping stay online at wvstateparks.com, and you will automatically be entered to win a free night stay at Thorny Mountain Fire Tower on September the 12th. I guess it's through the 14th, but I don't know if it's 12th, 13th, and 14th or not. But we'll announce the drawing on August the 31st, the winners, but this is an amazing, thing. It's a 65-foot tower that provides a 360-degree views of the forest and unobstructed views of the night sky. It is amazing. But like I said, it is in demand like you can't imagine, and very, very, very few cancellations. But this is all Chelsea Ruby's initiative and everything. So we congratulate all those in tourism, and we hope we'll have some fun with this, and people will, some lucky winners will have something that maybe they've tried to get in on and everything and couldn't get it booked. Alan Burkick is from Moorfield, and Alan, I think a year ago caught the largest channel catfish in the state. He's done it again. On Tuesday, the West Virginia Division of Natural Resources certified another record-breaking catch by the same individual, which weighed a massive 37.5 pounds and measured 40.43 inches in length and everything. And Alan, I would tell you, thank goodness you caught this fish. You probably turned it back loose and everything, but if you didn't, you maybe kept it from. You better watch wading around in the edge of the river or pond and everything, because that is one massive fish right there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Way to go, Alan. That's all I got right now.
All right, thank you, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first today from Kenny Bass with WCHS and Fox 11.
Hi, good afternoon, Governor. I have a couple of quick questions for you. One, your take on the continuing efforts for the Pleasants County power plant. I know that there are plans and that FERC has now weighed in and approved the sale, plans to produce hydrogen power. And I know that the state's been working on this for a while. Your thoughts about where this thing is? Are you hopeful? Are you cautious? Are you, how much is the state in for here? I think there's some type of requirements that the state has before aid starts going out as far as jobs and hiring. And then the second thing is, of course, there's a poll that comes out, I think it's quarterly, on governors in the country, and you are among the most popular governors again in the nation. Congratulations on that. But your popularity has dipped a couple of points, and your unfavorables, they say, have climbed a couple of points, and that coincides with you announcing your run for Senate. There's been some negative advertising attached to that. Do you think that's having an impact on these ratings that generally have treated you very well? You're still being treated well, but they have dipped down a little bit. Thank you, sir.
Well, Kenny, let me talk to you just a second about the power plant first and everything. The Pleasants power plant was, surely been on a chopping block. It looked like it could be absolutely mothballed, and the equipment basically sold off. And I know this Omnis group has worked really, really hard. I give them all the credit in the world. I'm very, very excited about what they're doing. I am absolutely tickled to death that we have a solution, for that incredible community, and I think 158 jobs there at the plant. But not only that, now we're looking at the possibility of even growing more jobs, and not only that, look at the number of coal miners that are out there that are affected in a positive way. There's, absolutely, I am just as excited as I can be. Now, there's without any question, there's work, and work's got to be done. And but at the end of the day, for this county, for this area, this great state, I am really happy about that. Now, Kenny, from the standpoint of the other thing, my popularity in West Virginia, and when you announce you're going to run for the United States Senate and everything, there's shots that are taken at you, and you're going to expect that and everything. From the standpoint of us being in the, still, I don't know, tied for fifth or whatever it may be, or the top 10 or whatever like that, you're always happy to see that the people are standing right with you and proud of what you're doing in West Virginia. And we've accomplished a lot of stuff. But really and true, when it really boils right down to it, Kenny, from my standpoint, here's exactly how I feel. I feel like we have joined hands, myself and the people of West Virginia, and we have drug ourselves out of a tremendous hole, and we've moved ourselves forward. And from that standpoint, I am really proud to have been with them. I'm just Jim. That's all there is to it. And I am so thankful of our great people in this great state and what they've done. I mean, not only did they weather the storm for maybe decades and decades to come, and not only did they get up every day and wonder, how in the world is West Virginia dead last again? And now not only did they hear all the bad jokes told about them and everything else, and they just took it. And they just dug in and got their dinner buckets and went to work. And absolutely, at the end of the day, you know, along maybe comes a guy with different ideas and a different approach and everything. And they joined hands with me, and look where we're at. And so, you know, no, I'm from my standpoint, it doesn't matter. But from the standpoint of them, I'm really, really, really proud. So, yeah, I think West Virginia is the greatest of the greatest. So we'll just keep on moving in a positive direction.
All right, thanks, Kenny. Next to Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor and cabinet members. Good to see you, fellow reporters. Governor, the House Democratic Caucus in the House of Delegates has sent you a letter requesting a special session of the legislature to coincide with interims coming up in the first weekend in August. They want three things addressed: the corrections crisis and the shortage of corrections workers, the proliferation of foster children being put in motels and hotels and even Camp Virgil Tate around the state because they're unable to place those foster children, and now they're being many dozens, if not hundreds, are being housed in hotels, and whether that's proper. And also fully funding higher education, specifically the shortfall or the shortage of about $45 million at WVU that's threatening some programs. They want the surpluses, the $2 billion in surpluses we have, to be used to solve all three of those problems. So what are your plans in terms of calling the special session, and talk about each of these items?
Well, Mark, you know me well enough to know I'm not going to just evade a question and everything, but I do think that it's a little premature, and from the standpoint of me giving you a complete answer and everything, I as to the special session, whatever, I would say this, and this is not being critical, but now let's just take, I jotted down the three things, and let's just take the first one. The shortfall in regard to corrections. Mark, I've sent it up twice. It's been there two different times. And really and truly, this should have been done a long, long, long time ago. So don't anybody now ask me from the legislature side as to, we really want you to send us and send this up and everything. For God's sakes of living, it should have already been done. Now let's just be fair. It should have been done over and over. And we didn't do it. And it should be done. I wouldn't have sent it up there if I didn't absolutely believe with all in me that it was necessary to do. But we dove in the ditch and we didn't do it. Now we got to get that done. That's for absolute certainty. Now, from the standpoint of the foster kids, I mean, please, somebody. I mean, we are absolutely trying with all in us to do any and everything we possibly can to make things better for our foster children. I'm 100% supportive to do any and everything we can possibly do to make things better. And from the standpoint of the WVU shortfall and everything, we probably need a little bit more information and digging into the particulars and everything. But absolutely, we've got to realize just this. We've got to stand behind our state university. I mean, that's all there is to it. We've got to be able to help out if need be, but at the same time, we need to understand the economics better than we do right now. So from my standpoint, sounds great and everything, and we'll look at it a little bit more and everything. I want my chief of staff to get back in town and us evaluate a little bit more seriously, but that's where I stand on all three of the issues.
All right, thanks, Mark. Next to John Shaver with WV News.
Good afternoon, Governor. Just to piggyback off Mark's question, do you have an idea of when a special session might come back into play so we can discuss these things as a group? Thanks.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I couldn't understand.
Sorry about that. I'm just curious. We talk about the special session. How much closer on the horizon is that? Do you think to be called down the pipe?
Somebody help me. I'm not understanding it.
When are they going to call a special session?
You know, the August interims is the time that we should do this. We ought to do it right now. That's just all there is to it.
All right, thanks, John. Governor, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, well, I always look back here. Let me do that real quick and everything. But, big thing, we sure got to get our Mountain Valley pipeline and it rolling and doing it in a great way. We congratulate all the neat stuff that Brett McMillian and Chelsea Ruby are doing with tourism and the great stuff that the DNR is doing. From the standpoint of the DMV, Everett, way to go, great work there. Please remind our veterans. Please remind our veterans of that date. It's August the 9th. They need to, check into this, and there's significant benefits that they may be eligible for. Please remind them. Workers' comp going down 12.7% more, wonderful, good stuff and everything. The fire tower, I'm sure it's beyond belief and everything. Look at checking into that, and way to go, Alan Burkitt. And so another great catch and another state record, and just keep up the good work. And like I said, from the standpoint of the questions, thank y'all, and we apologize for being late, but thank y'all so much for hanging in there with us.